Jonathan, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you are new here. So today we are going to be going over the new Carli Bybel and Makiage collection. So I did get the face palette as well as some lip products. So we are going to demo them as well as give you guys my thoughts if it's worth the price point, as well as go over like some comparisons, all that good stuff. So I'm excited to get into this. Shipping took a while, so I'm just like, yes, finally, let's put some new, you guys know I love bronzer, so I was very excited about this whole situation. Definitely a little spur of the moment, like, you don't need that, but I'm gonna get it. So it is my first time trying Makiage, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, so here is the outer packaging of the palette, which I think it's actually really pretty. I mean, I like the color a lot. I'll be able to find it because I don't have a lot of things in this color in terms of like makeup wise. You know, the zodiac sign stuff, it's not really like my thing. Like if you ask me any details like of anything to do with astrology, I'd be like, I just don't go there, you know? It's just not my personal thing. But I do like the space movies. So we are gonna dig into this. I did get the medium palette. I didn't get anything from her first collection with Makiage. Like, I'm still like, this is the first thing I've ever tried from them. And I got the medium palette, like I said, has a very nice sturdy mirror in here, which I like. The palette isn't that heavy, like comparing it to, like, I think the Jaclyn Hill one is actually heavier than this, but that is what it looks like. What I really like is that she came out with 3 different shades, so let's go ahead and go in with the bronzer. I will say, not to start off on a bad note, but one of the things that I wish that she had done, like, I don't like all the empty space in a palette. Like, to me, that's dead space where I'm just like, especially the bronzer, like, I knew that there was dead space and I was like, if it's the highlighters, like, that's not a big deal. I don't really go through a full highlight that much, but I would have liked the bronzer to, like, take up this whole area. That way you could just, you know, dip your brush in. Like, I just feel like it should have. I don't like dead space, okay? Like, to me, I'm like, you could have used that for product type thing. So let's dip in with the bronzer. I was gonna say though, I do really, really like that she went ahead and did 3 palettes. I talk about this with face palettes all the time where I feel like there's usually a light, like light medium, medium tan, and I'm just like, that's not, I mean, not to mention like usually the darker ones aren't dark enough, but also like if you're medium, it's just kind of always like, no, I need the last 2 of this one, but I need the first 2 of that one. Like, I feel like I'm never happy with like palettes that only come in 2 shades. Like, I'm just like, no, like, it's not my thing. So I don't know why, but for some reason I was just drawn to this in a way where I was just like, I want to try. Even though I've been really picky about like purchases, I feel like this was one where I was just like interested in, more so than anything else. I did get a lip and a lip liner. I'm not really a neutral, like a super neutral lip color. Like, I would have gotten the pencil out of the first release, but the other lipstick, I was just like, I don't really, I like pink nudes. Those are my favorite compared to anything else. So baked formulas, I feel like you kind of have to build. You know, they don't start off as intense as just like a powder formula, so I'm fine with that because I know that. But sometimes, you know, like the Jaclyn Hill ones, I have to build up quite a bit where I like to get pigment. So I did think this was going to be a little bit deeper off the bat, but it is building. So just know that you might have to sit here for a minute to get your preferred level of bronze. But it is there, like it's showing up. It's not like that video where I was like, where has it gone? Where am I putting this bronzer? In one of the Jaclyn Hill palettes. So we'll compare them just because I feel like those are my newest like baked formulas. I'll do a few others as well. Like I have my Charlotte Tilbury, my Fenty. But in terms of like the baked formulas, I think that's the only one I've gotten in the recent past year. I don't see a lot of baked stuff come out anymore. I'm trying to think. Like Hourglass has some that I like. And those are the same thing. You do have to quite like build it up with. So, but they do look like skin. They don't sit on the skin like a powder does sometimes. So it's a give and take, you know? It takes a little longer, but it looks more natural. I don't have anything in my eyes. I always do my eye makeup before I do my face. But I'm pretty bronzed right now. Like, I feel pretty good about this. And I like that I don't feel like it's too orangey. So I am going to just take a little bit of that formula and blend it to give myself like a crease shade because I feel a little crusty right now. Have you guys tried anything from Makiage? Because I was like, should I try something else? And then I was like, no, you spent enough money. I did appreciate the bundles though. I felt like the bundles saved you a pretty good amount of money. Like I think this was $79, but it's with this plus a lip liner and a lipstick. So I didn't feel like it was like crazy priced. Like I want that new Patrick Top palette and I was like $65, but I still kind of want it. I've gone back into like neutrals, you know? It's like I go through phases where I want neutrals, I go through phases where I want color, and lately I'm just like, I've liked more natural looks for the past year. I think most of us have. And then every once in a while I'll be like, I need color in my life. But it's not really like it was before where I felt like I gravitated more towards one in color. All right, I feel a little bit better about that. All right, so next we're going to go into the blush. I will say I love the deeper palette. It had like an orangey corally blush, and I was like, oh, that's so my shade, but like I knew the rest of the shades wouldn't work. I'm even nervous about these highlighters because I like a brighter highlighter, but that one was gorgeous. Whereas like this is more like, I just like peach is what I've discovered. I like peach and very neutral blushes. I've been testing out the Pat McGrath ones more and more, and I'm just like, I just don't feel confident in them. Like I just feel like all I do is look at my texture when I'm wearing them, even though the staying power and the pigment is so good, the texture it's just not friendly for my skin. And I'm just like, I don't think I can get over it. Like certain people it doesn't bother. For me, it just, I don't want to feel like that when I look in the mirror, like just being like, oh no, this is enough for me already. I will extra just so you guys can see. I do like that it's a little bit more pinky than I thought it was going to be. At first I thought it was more of like a mauve tone, but it's showing up pretty pink on me, which I don't mind this color. I thought it was going to be more in that mauve tone, which I was like, well, at least, I don't know. I have a hard time venturing with blushes. Everything else I feel like I can venture out of my box except for blush. Like for some reason I'm just like, no, I know what I like, and you know, I don't really gravitate towards being like, now I like this color blush. Like plum shades, just no thank you. So I'm actually okay with this. Like I said, I'm going to turn down the lights so you guys can really see everything in just a minute, but let's go ahead and go on with the highlights. So let's see what they swatch as. And then we'll do full swatches at the end. Yeah, I'm worried about this one being too dark. So with the lighting turned down, those are the swatches of the highlight and then the blush as well. And like I said, we'll do bronzer comparisons at the end. So let's see what they look like on the face. Like I said, I kind of like that this has the peachy tint. I just don't know on my skin tone if it's going to pop or like create that, like, you know when you get a highlighter that's just a little too dark that creates that cast? So we'll see. All right, so we'll dip into this one first. It's like looking at it, it's so pretty because it has like the gold flecks like going through. It's definitely more of a, I wouldn't say like this is super intense. It's kind of like, you know, everyday type thing. Like I don't always like my highlighters to be crazy intense, so this works though. I don't feel like it doesn't work for my skin tone. It's not giving me like that weird cast I was talking about. But I think if you were any lighter than me, like maybe go up to the lighter palette, you know? So on the other side, I'm gonna grab a different brush. We'll go in with this shade right here. This is more my speed for sure. And two, I think this brush just really helps. This is actually the Jaclyn Hill, one of the highlighting brushes. It's very J03, very precise if you know exactly where you want your placement to be, or like if you like to go down the nose. I do sometimes, I don't sometimes. It just depends on my mood. I find that when I'm depressed, I like to go like, I'm like, I need brighter things in my life. Then I will. but not bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my face, and we're going to try this one again just to see if we can intensify it. Okay, so let's go back in with the first one, and we're just going to layer it while my face is a little bit more wet. Yeah. So that definitely helps. I do like this tint. I wouldn't say like you can tell it's peachy, but you can definitely tell it's deeper than this one. So now I'm just going to kind of swirl them together just to even things out. I'm happy about this though. I like that like one is a little bit more subtle and one's more intense. Like I said, I was so worried that like, what if they're both not going to be, you know, like I would have been like, why did I get this one? So I like the way that's looking. And then let's go ahead and inner corner. I'm going to grab the brighter of the two and just kind of pop that in the center. And then let me turn down my lighting so you guys can like see everything together. Okay, so here we are with the lights turned down. And I really like the look of this. Like you guys can definitely tell like the intensity now of the highlighters. Like I think I went a little overboard, okay. I was just excited. So, and the mixing of the two type thing. So that is what they look like though. Obviously the, you know, the more powder formula compared to the baked is going to bring out a little bit more texture, if you will. I don't think it's bad or anything where I would say it's like more than anything else. But just know that you will, which I don't really mind. My thing is I don't like it when like my actual cheek, like when a blush is like that, and this blush is very matte. So I really like that. I already feel like the blush, it looks like, at first I was like, I did too much, but more like the highlighter, which I'm not mad about. So this is what everything looks like. Like I said, I think the bronzer shade is really pretty. You just have to build it up a little bit to your liking. I've been obsessed with these green tea pineapple drinks from Trader Joe's. Now that I can't drink like multiple cups of coffee, I'm just like, I need something. They're very nice and refreshing. Makes me think I'm like maybe drinking alcohol, but there's none in there. It's like a Truly minus the alcohol. All right, so let's get into the lip products. So like I said, I got a lipstick and a lip pencil. They come in like everything is nicely matching, and things are still in stock, which I really appreciate. At least it wasn't like everything was gone. My shipping did take quite a bit of time. Like I was so excited because it immediately was just like, your package is shipped like that night, and I was like, wow, look how fast it's going. And then over like a week and a half goes by, and I'm like, it's not fast at all. Like I guess I'll wait longer. So, well, it's here now. But I've heard really great things about the lip liner. So I got the AI stuff. I did not, like I said, I'm not really a beigey nude type gal, and I have some of those, and I just don't reach for them. So I was happy that she released something that was more pinky-ish. It's gliding on super, super nice and easily. Like very, very creamy. All right, and then we have the lipstick. So, and I like the packaging. I think it's really cute. I don't mind it at all. And then it does have like the little zodiac things on the actual like bullet of the lipstick. And these are mattes. But it feels good. It's not like tugging. You know, like some mattes, like you're just like, oh, I can tell you were a matte, and why did I do this to myself? You know? I will say it's a little bit more muted than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit brighter, but I still think it's definitely wearable, and I like the color. I'm not like upset about it. I would probably dab like a little bit of something in the center to lighten it up. I was kind of sad she didn't come out with glosses this time, but I spent enough money, so I guess that's fine, you know? But definitely certain colors I would describe as like the romantic type shade. This is what I think about. So it does feel very nice though. I'm pretty impressed that it's a matte and it feels good. Sometimes matte lipsticks, they just, you know, they bring out every crack. Okay, I did go ahead and put a little bit of the darker highlight just all over the lid. I never am one that like says like, oh, you can use it on the, like a face palette where it's like you can't use all the shades, so you like use it as an eyeshadow. I never actually end up doing that, so I just stopped saying that as if it's like a selling point. just maybe that's me personally, but like I've never reached for like a face palette and been like, I'm gonna use it as an eyeshadow. Like, I got eyeshadows for that. So, anyways though, let's go ahead and go through. So I'm gonna turn down lighting all the way. And you guys can see, so this is the AI lipstick as well as the lip liner. Then we have the actual bronzer from the palette. Yummy Toffee from Jaclyn Cosmetics. Golden Goddess from Jaclyn Cosmetics. Why do I say that so weirdly? This is Fenty Caramel Cutie, and then this is Charlotte Tilbury Tan. So you guys can kind of see like the array of colors. Like, I feel like they're all actually pretty different in what tones they are. But I do like how Carli's isn't too orangey. It is that very nice, like, in between like an orange and like a more of a neutral shade. So I like that tone. Alright guys, so overall thoughts, I mean, I like everything. I don't have like anything to complain about. Like, obviously, I think no matter what, like, you always think about like, what would I do differently? You know what I mean? Which for me, it just comes down to like color choices. Like, I love, for me, summertime, I'm just like, I want something peach, I want something coral. I like brighter shades in general in summertime, and just in general. But overall, I'm pretty happy about it. Do I think that like you absolutely, like, if you have an extensive like makeup collection, is this going to necessarily like add to it? Most likely not. Because I mean, we all have a lot of face palettes, like, if most of us do. If you don't, then I think it's a great formula to try out. Like I said, I don't think you'd be disappointed by any means. I'm just saying it's not like, you know, not something that's going to change your makeup game as if like you don't already have it. That's about it. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. I'm happy with my purchase. Everything worked out great. I do really like the bronzer formula compared to this one, just because the Jaclyn Cosmetics, like, shade-wise, it just takes a lot longer to build up. The range in general. So I really like that she came out with a medium palette, and it did feel like it fit me much better than like a usual palette fits. Usually like one or two of the shades worked, and then I'm just like, well, I needed the darker one or I needed the lighter one. So I really appreciate that she did that. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts? Like I said, I'm happy with it. I'll use it. I don't think it's one of those that's gonna like sit in a graveyard. I think it's a very easy to like go to everyday type palette. So I'm happy with it. But yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Please let me know down below. It's my favorite part of making these videos. And hopefully if you liked it, you'll consider subscribing, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.